It's Dave from Barstool Sports. How are you?
A life-changing phone call for a struggling Arvada business.
Holy are you serious?
I am serious.
A long shot effort now paying off. Rent money is rolling in to help this family business through a pandemic slump.
It's amazing to have that kind of support.
Colorado closes in on a major vaccine target, but some counties are doing better than others. What's driving the difference?
Sometimes the smaller voices don't always get heard.
Facing the prospect of 3 schools closing, parents in Littleton are taking a stand.
But our kids will suffer the most from this.
In a time of stress and unease, they desperately want some stability for students.
It's definitely something that just adds on to an already hard year.
Good news tonight in the push to protect vulnerable Coloradans from coronavirus. State health staff say roughly 67% of people age 70 and older already received a coronavirus vaccine. The goal is to hit 70% by Sunday.
And for the first time, we're getting a look at how that number breaks down by county. Douglas County already hit the goal, 72% of that group vaccinated. Denver is at 63%, Arapahoe 60%. Adams has a way to go, 57%. And then earlier this week, Jefferson County announced it had already hit that 70% goal.
It's also becoming clear that many rural counties are doing better than metro areas when it comes to the vaccine rollout.
And today, state health leaders started reporting vaccination rates by county. On this map, you can see the darker green there. Those are counties that have the highest vaccination rates. The gray one's the lowest. And you can see counties in the southwest and southeast are leading in COVID shots here. And the Colorado Sun reports that some of the differences really just driven by logistics. For example, a minimum shipment of the size of Moderna vaccine is 100 doses. And for counties with smaller populations, well, that means even just one shipment can go a long way.
And the importance of protecting yourself against the virus was on full display in Ouray this month. COVID infections and quarantines left every full-time police officer as well as the chief unable to go to work. So it was all up to one part-timer to work 12-hour days for an entire week to cover. The part-time officer went out on calls that needed a police presence, while other officers fielded calls from home. Everyone was back to work by February 18th. The Plain Dealer reports that many officers in the area opted out of the vaccine, saying they believed others were more deserving of the shot, and now some are reconsidering.
A boost for businesses in Jefferson County tonight working to rebound from the pandemic. Starting tomorrow, the county is moving from level yellow to level blue on the COVID restriction dial. So that means higher capacity caps for some businesses, and last call moves to midnight from 11 p.m. Public health staff say the amount of COVID tests coming back positive in the last week fell below 3%, helping the entire county to move into that lower level on the dial.
For one Jefferson County business, the news is twice as sweet tonight. Like so many, Namiko Sushi bar and restaurant in Arvada struggled during this pandemic.
And scrambling to pay rent, the family-owned business got the surprise of a lifetime. As Denver7's Adi Guajardo reports tonight, what they thought was a long shot bid tonight is paying off in a big way.
This is my mom's legacy.
A restaurant with family recipes rooted from Japan.
Her name is Yuri.
Namiko's mother started the family business.
And I'd come and I'd do dishes initially, wait on tables.
More than 30 years ago.
There was no Japanese restaurant here in the area.
Namiko's Sushi Bar and Japanese restaurant in Arvada is kind of a big deal.
So we have Denver's best sushi over there.
But the business took a big hit as the pandemic swept the state.
I didn't think we were going to make it.
At one point, sales were down more than 50%.
I just kept thinking to myself that my mom would do whatever she could to keep this place open for me. And I knew that I needed to do whatever I could.
Her son suggested applying for the Barstool Fund, crowdfunding launched by Barstool Sports, a sports and pop culture media company helping businesses hurting.
Over time, I kind of just edged her on.
So she did.
We could definitely use your help at this time. My rent is close to $14,000 a month.
Less than 3 weeks later,
It's Dave from Barstool Sports. How are you?
Hi.
a shock she can't shake.
We want to make sure that, you have everything in the place that your mom started.
To help keep her legacy alive.
Oh, holy cow. Thank you.
Complete shock. You just don't think anything like that's going to happen to you.
Namiko requested $10,000 for 3 months to help pay her rent.
It's amazing to have that kind of support.
Now, she's fighting a pandemic to help keep her family business running.
Don't give up, really. I need to make my mom proud.
With each order and every reservation.
Hello, Namiko.
Adi Guajardo, Denver7.
Very nice. All right, by this point, we are getting used to seeing Coors Field looking like this, a mass vaccination site. Well, pretty soon the Rockies will be back in action, possibly with fans in the stands. The state health department says it approved a variance for the Rockies, allowing fans at Coors Field this season. Now, there are no details yet on how soon that could start or how many people would be allowed to attend, but it starts. The home opener is April 1st when the Dodgers come to town.
Well, Denver says it's close to hitting the target to move into the level blue. Public health staff says the city and county just missed the goal of fewer than 100 new cases per 100,000 people over a 7-day period. And the mayor is urging everybody to stay vigilant and help drive down those numbers.
And of course, the key to allowing those counties to ease restrictions, vaccinations. So if you are eligible and want to get the shot this weekend, you have options. Saturday, National Jewish has a clinic from 9 to 4 for people age 70 and older. And the plan there is to give out more than 2,200 shots. There are some appointments still open. Just head to their website to sign up. And then a big effort from Kaiser Permanente this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, it plans to give out more than 8,000 shots at 11 sites up and down the Front Range. You do have to sign up on Kaiser's website, and walk-ins are not allowed.
And Denver7 viewer Mary asks if having a severe case of COVID is reason to be moved up in the vaccination category. And it's not, Mary. That's not going to change which vaccine group you're in. But just to make sure, I called a contact of mine at Swedish Medical Center, told them your story, and she confirmed that was the case. Now, you didn't say how old you are, Mary, and I would never ask a woman her age, but right now, anybody 65 and older can get the shot. In a week or two, anybody 16 or older with 2 or more high-risk conditions can also get it. Now, even though I'm sure it was awful going through COVID, the good news is right now, it is believed that someone who had it has some immunity, and that could even be long-lasting.
A big change ahead for Douglas County School District students. In-person learning is making a comeback. The district says it hopes to get middle and high school students back in the classroom full-time by March 22nd. Students enrolled in e-learning will finish out the year at home. Staff will present the plan to the Dougco School Board on Tuesday for approval.
We've reported on just how tough this pandemic has been on educators, on students and parents, and it's affecting school enrollment. An annual report found that enrollment in preschool through 12th grade dropped more than 3% this school year compared to last.
And because of that drop, one metro school district is now deciding whether to merge several elementary schools, and parents aren't happy. Denver7 CB Cotton reports.
So we're so excited that you guys are all here supporting Twain.
Strength in numbers is how this crowd of parents and students hope to prevent more change from happening.
They see that we respectfully disagree with their recommendations.
Recommendations that the Littleton Public School Board heard Thursday night from the district's long-range planning committee. Some of the ideas include merging 3 elementary schools, Twain, East, and Peabody, into different schools in the district.
The pandemic has caused major issues for all of us, but our kids will suffer the most from this. So it's definitely something that just adds on to an already hard year.
This crowd on the steps of the Littleton School Board are from Twain Elementary.
We are Twain! We are Twain!
A board agenda from January shows the district is considering dividing Twain between Hopkins and Franklin Elementary.
Half their friends in their class might go to a different school.
In a statement to Denver7, a district spokesperson said declining elementary school enrollment meant they had to consider ways to optimize resources while meeting academic needs. Enrollment was down by about 700 students from their pre-pandemic projections, and the pandemic has only made things worse. But the spokesperson emphasized no decisions have been made.
We are Twain!
But ahead of the board meeting, parents didn't hesitate expressing their concerns to the board president.
We want to make sure that you consider our community when making your final decisions.
Her and others fear that lingering uncertainty will likely lead to more change.
It's really, really hard for them. It's so much change at once, and I don't know, we just hope for a different solution to all of it.
It is the biggest gut punch. It's just the thought of this is just devastating.
But our kids will suffer the most from this.
CB Cotton, Denver7.
The Denver Police Department says it is extremely disappointed after finding out a sergeant within its ranks wrote a letter supporting a Colorado man accused of attacking police during the Capitol riot. Jeffrey Sable is accused of dragging and punching a police officer during the January 6th unrest. Well, submitted in a court filing, the unnamed Denver police officer writes, The portrayal of Jeff by the media is inconsistent with the good moral character of the Jeff I know, and goes on to say, I hope the court will show some leniency on Jeff Sable. In a statement, the Denver Police Department says it strongly condemns the actions of everyone who took part in the Capitol riot, and it is now looking into this matter.
A good 40% of Colorado is federal public lands.
A proud part of colorful Colorado.
I'll be a fierce advocate for our public lands.
Now center stage in a heated political debate.
If you care about the environment, you want the production of that natural gas and oil to occur right here in the U.S.
The Biden administration forges a new path on public lands policy. Tonight, a 360 look at what it all means for our state.
It'll stay dry and quiet tonight in the Denver area, but this front is going to bring more snow to Colorado this weekend.